Hey, what up, everybody? Steve Breach coming to you. It's a sunny one out here today in sunny California. It actually feels pretty warm. Here we are in the middle of January, having a good little warmth day coming on. Hey, bring it on. I'll take it all you can get, man. I don't even think I need to be wearing this long sleeve shirt anymore. And enjoying listening to Talk is Jericho on my lunch today. Hulk Hogan is the guest. Definitely a show that you should definitely go out of your way to check out. I've seen a lot of WWE interviews with Hulk Hogan throughout the years. Don't think I've ever really heard him on one of the big podcasts before. I don't think I've ever heard him on Observer. I don't think I've ever heard him on Austin. Everybody knows there's that little bit of heat between Austin and Hogan, protecting each other, who wants to be the best. Jim Ross, none of them, really, wow. But it turns out it's a good little episode. You got to skip through about 30 minutes worth of bullshit. The one reason I'm not a big fan of Talking Jericho mostly is because of the 30 minutes worth of bullshit that's on all the episodes with the opener. Jim Ross, when he has his show, he talks about the current state of wrestling today, what's going down, sort of gives you this, that, and the other. Jericho's selling him MyUndies, and he's I don't know what he was doing. He was just talking to one of his friends, and I never even really found out who one of his friends were. But a long damn time. Get to the Hogan interview. Come on already. But it turns out I made a video yesterday talking about the Seth Rollins being added to the Royal Rumble's main event. It's going to be the three-way. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena was the way that it was being built up. And the Authority came back on Monday. First act they did was, add Rollins into the match as a thank you for him, bringing them back to television. He didn't have to do the TNA Hernandez, goofball mix-up with the Feast or Fired case, making the four-way a five-way, adding himself into the match. Why he wouldn't have asked for a singles match, I'll never know. But they didn't take his Money in the Bank briefcase. It's just a gift. He's the new, I don't know what to call him, the number one contender. You can't have two number one contenders. What, is he the half contender? I don't know what he is. But this is something that they've been mulling over for a couple of weeks. It wasn't just a spot-on decision that they made before the show. It seems that he's going to be added into there. And the storyline that they're going to be running with is basically Lesnar's pissed. That basically Heyman has an understanding with Rollins that's basically set up as Rollins wouldn't cash in the briefcase on Brock, I'm guessing is what it is, and then Brock will protect Rollins from Cena. And now we're going to see, Paul Heyman as sort of the guy that's, pulled between the two heels, is the thing that I think that can help overcome Cena to win this, because Cena is my guess to win this match. It would make the most sense to me. I know that Brock Lesnar is very questionable about leaving the WWE after WrestleMania 31. A lot of people have him a lock as going to UFC. Some people think he might end up in Bellator. But all I know is that basically, I don't think Vince is going to let somebody, get a big win. You know the way guys are, basically when you turn in your notice, you get jobbed out until basically the way you go. If you remember back to WrestleMania 20, everybody really shit on the Lesnar versus Goldberg match, because basically the guys went in there, they both knew it was their last day working for WWE. Lesnar wanted to go be a football player at that time, and Goldberg was just trying to get out of WWE. The plan was all along that Lesnar was going to get the win, but they just were pissed with Lesnar. Lesnar was supposed to be their number one guy, and he just fell out of love with wrestling. He didn't like traveling, so they were just trying to put him in the ground. He had signed some sort of a release deal where basically he wasn't going to be able to wrestle for 10 years, but WWE still wanted to let him lose that match just to sort of have one over on him. So I know that Lesnar, it's questionable. I don't think that Lesnar paid off by coming in. He beat the Undertaker streak. Whoop-de-doo. He became the champ by beating John Cena at SummerSlam. But the last 2 years of Lesnar in WWE, very questionable. Why you would bring somebody in and give this guy that sort of a deal. At least when The Rock came in and does his runs, he does them all in a row. Pretty much that The Rock's going to be there, whether if it's from, February to April for the WrestleMania time. Maybe he'll make a little sporadic appearance here and there. But, Lesnar got to wrestle once at SummerSlam, once at WrestleMania. And then, for a while he was just wrestling, a sporadic show. He did Extreme Rules. He did Night of Champions. But I don't know, man. It hasn't worked. It wasn't good to me. But, I guess Heyman's going to be pulled if he's going to be a Rollins guy or if he's going to be a Brock Lesnar guy. I know that Heyman has it in with the WWE right now. Is that they like him. He's done some specials for them. He's done some interviews for him for the WWE Network. I don't think he wants to burn his bridges. But, when Brock was in UFC before, Paul Heyman was a big driving force behind him. I don't know if you can call him his manager, but he definitely was something that was helping him at the time. So I would guess that Heyman would go to UFC. I don't know if Heyman would be giving instructions to CM Punk as well. I don't know if they're that kind of friends, but I know that Brock Lesnar doesn't trust many people, but he really, really trusts Paul Heyman. And it was even Brock Lesnar that got Heyman brought back into the fold for WWE. It wasn't something Heyman was looking for. Brock went out and delivered his first WWE promo. He thought it was the shits. He took the microphone all the way to the back and handed it to Vince McMahon, and he said, "Get me my Jew." Basically, he didn't want to go out and he didn't want to sneak up another joint ever again. So WWE did the right thing. They went out, they got Paul Heyman to represent him. And, Brock's been better since because he hasn't been talking. He just stands there, lets Heyman do all the talking, and he does the fighting. But the Rumble's going to be great. I mean, you got a three-way. It's not paying off the... it's not even a trilogy because you sort of forget about the one match before. They had the match when Lesnar was champ back in 2002. They had the Extreme Rules match. They had the SummerSlam match. They had the Night of Champions match. I guess this was going to be the fifth match, working their way towards a Star Wars thing. Maybe they'll do a WrestleMania match to pay it off and make it 6. But Rollins does throw a monkey wrench into the whole deal. But I definitely think Cena's still walking out of there with champ. We'll see what happens from there. Maybe Rollins cashes in. Maybe Rollins gets the rematch where it's 1-on-1 at Fastlane. But Cena's winning. I think Cena's really winning at the Rumble. That's my pick.